Now, if I had to imagine the slippers of that bling lover George IV, this is what I would come up with.
Yeah, definitely. And I like how they match the pink, sort of salmon pinky lining to the silver tops.
Oh, look, there's a pink lining as well.
Really
look at
nice.
that. And they glitter, and you've got a matching gold pair over there.
Yes, with a yellow lining. And then, most importantly, we have George's actual coronation shoes.
The moment of becoming king, he was wearing these shoes. And they're silver, again. And they have the little red heels of royalty. Now, this is the greatest show on earth, wasn't it? Tell me a bit more about it.
I think it looked spectacular, but I think it also looked a bit strange, because what George did, he made all the courtiers wear some sort of historic fancy dress outfit, some sort of Tudor Stuarty number.
Was this dignified for a poor aged peer with knobbly knees to be sent out in white stockings?
Probably not. I mean, I guess they weren't all old. There were probably some men with really nice knees and nice legs. But it has an air of sort of theatre fancy dress about it, I think.
They have to pay for their own costumes.
As far as I understand, they did. I've read somewhere that one of these could cost up to about £250. That's a lot of money.
What did people really think of George's love of clothes?
I think they thought it was a bit undignified for a king. You should maybe occupy your thoughts with other things than the cut of your pantaloons or your cravats.
He was too busy fussing around with his buttons.
I think that was what a lot of people thought.
What happened to his fabulous wardrobe after he died?
Well, quite a lot was sold off. So we happen to have an auction catalogue which lists some of the things he had. He had 28 white waistcoats, of which we have 3.
But why did he need 28 white waistcoats?
Well, that's a good question. Why does anyone need 28 waistcoats? One of them is here, and if you open it up, you can actually see, it says here PR for Prince Regent, and you can see how big it is.
It's large.
But what is really bizarre in here, there is one lot that you could buy, 2 masquerade nuns' dresses and a red petticoat.
What was he doing with the nuns' dresses?
I have absolutely no idea. Maybe he went somewhere dressed up as a nun.
Oh, that's a brilliant image, isn't it?
A rather large nun.
All this meant that when the king died, he wasn't much mourned. This book written about him, the year after his death, says that to George IV, the cut of a coat became of greater consequence than the amelioration of the condition of Ireland. He cared more about the tie of a neckcloth than he did about parliamentary reform. Instead of governing the country, he'd spend all morning talking with his tailor about the merits of loose trousers over tight pantaloons. His obituary in the Times newspaper claimed that never was an individual regretted less by his people than this deceased king. What eye has wept for him? George IV was the least popular king since Charles I, and his wasteful and egotistical attitude to clothes was one of the reasons that the monarchy's image reached such a low point in the early 19th century.